The God of War series is mostly known for some heavy hack and slash, epic boss fights, and crazy killing frenzies. But the new God of War for PS4 branched out, opting for a more open world environment and a heavy focus on new story. This story took a drastic turn from Kratos' usual brute force and instead is handed a kid. Or I guess I should refer to him as boy.
Get in the boat, boy. Boy, I told you, boy. We are gods, boy. Boy.
Cheap jokes aside, the developers provided us with one of the most intriguing relationships in gaming between Kratos and his son Atreus. With that, here's my top 10 moments between Kratos and Atreus. Warning, spoilers will be fully ahead, so if you don't want to be spoiled and don't own this game, click on the card in the top corner to watch my full blind playthrough of God of War for PS4. Enjoy. Number 10, Kratos and Story Time. Mimir is a staple in the installment of God of War, often using boat rides to tell compelling and interesting stories used to inform Atreus about the world around him. When Atreus asks his father if he has any stories, Kratos provides a well-known rendition of The Tortoise and the Hare, in only the way Kratos can.
There was a man I knew of long ago. His stories were brief and purposeful.
Sounds fun. Do you remember any?
There was one that concerned a hare and a tortoise.
Like the witch's house?
Unlikely.
So what happens?
They wager on a race between them. The hare is too confident of victory and foolish, while the tortoise is steady and disciplined. The tortoise wins.
You haven't told a lot of stories, have you?
It's not exactly what Atreus was looking for, but the line at the end, while being said with a little chuckle, is the subtle little things that show how the bitterness and fear of his father is starting to fade away, replaced with a lot of love and respect. 9. Atreus' first kill. Kratos might be used to killing whatever he feels is necessary, but Atreus is just a boy, and it shows in his hastiness and overreaction to situations. Early on in the game, Kratos tries to teach Atreus how to hunt a deer. This is portrayed in a lot of ways as a bonding moment for the two, as Atreus wants to prove he's ready to carry his mother's ashes to the highest mountain in all the realms.
I can't.
While the boy hesitates at first, Kratos takes his hand and guides the boy into his first kill as a hunter. Number 8. Kratos and FAYE. Kratos can often come off as cold and heartless, which leads Atreus to believe in his mind that his father does not care about anyone. That is why it comes as such a big shock to the boy when Kratos lashes out when accused of not caring about his deceased wife.
Not like you would even care if she was.
Mind your tongue, boy! Until our journey is over, one of us must remain focused. Do not mistake my silence for lack of grief. Mourn how you wish. Leave me to my own.
I'm sorry.
This reaction is a big shock for Atreus, and in some ways a big eye-opener, never seeing his father react that way while talking about another person. It's a little insight to how Atreus thinks about his father early on, and how Kratos often deals with his emotions as well. 7. Teaching Atreus to kill. We have seen Atreus get his first kill, but only of an animal. In this scene, he kills another human for the first time, and is left completely traumatized by his actions.
Atreus!
This scene is pretty heavy. Atreus, trying to fend off for his life, stabs another man in the neck. Looking up at his father, covered in another man's blood, and tears rolling from his eyes, Kratos looks at his son and takes this time to install a mentality in the boy that he knows he will need in order to survive this journey. But on the other hand, he is trying to teach a give or take 11-year-old boy to close his mind to taking another man's life. That is not something that is easily done.
Close your heart to it. Come then.
Number 6. Full circle. Atreus goes from being a humble kid that wants to help the world to deciding that he is too good for mortals and shouldn't have to put up with their petty squabbles, to finally realizing what it truly means to be a god.
Those things are accurate. Your point?
It's all you ever talk about, over and over. Do something about it or shut up already. See that, Mimir? Nobody can do all this alone. All these obstacles, they're just chances to prove we're the ones who can beat them. We may argue, me and Father, you and Freya, Brock and Sindri, but when we all work together, we do make a good team. And that's Tyr's test. That's why we're gonna make it to Jotunheim.
Do you hear that, brother? Lad's found his equilibrium.
What's that mean?
You speak wisely, Atreus. And that is good to hear.
This was a nice moment between father and son, and the player getting to see the maturity and growth of Atreus throughout the game, as it finally comes full circle. Number 5. Learning the truth. The entire first half of the game, Kratos has been hiding from Atreus his god blood. After being very sick from the indecision in his mind, Atreus is on the verge of death, leaving Kratos with only one option: telling the boy about his true nature.
I was cursed. You think I'm weak because I'm not like you. I know I was never what you wanted. But after all this, I thought maybe things were different.
You do not know everything, boy.
No. But at least I know the truth now.
The truth. The truth. I am a god, boy. From another land far from here. When I came to these shores, I chose to live as a man. But the truth is, I was born a god. And so were you.
This is one of the more touching moments in the game, as it brings new life into Atreus, giving him an enthusiasm and confidence that has been lacking before. It is also a scene that shows a bond being built between Atreus and Kratos, a bond we had not seen a lot in the early goings of the game. Number 4. Kratos snaps. Atreus, learning he is a god, feels that he can decide who lives and who dies. He blatantly ignores his father's commands and kills another god. When Kratos tells Atreus that there are consequences for killing a god, Atreus bites back, wanting to know the truth about his father and how many people he has killed.
But we're gods. We can do whatever we want.
That's what I said to your mother, right before I gave it to her.
What are you doing?
This is a much better knife than Mother's.
You killed against my wishes. You lost control.
Haven't you been teaching me to kill?
I've been teaching you to survive. We are gods, boy. And that makes us a target. From now until the end of days, you are marked. So I teach you to kill, yes, but in defense of yourself. Never as an indulgence.
Nobody cared about him anyways. What's the difference?
There are consequences to killing a god!
Why? How do you know? How do you know?
Watch your tone, boy.
This moment can be looked at as the crack that led these two down a road of anguish and resentment towards one another, at least for the time being. Number 3. Kratos leaves the boy. Kratos enters the light, leaving the boy behind for what should be only a second. On the inside of the light, we get a deep look into the emotions going through Kratos' head, how he misses his wife, his strained relationship with his son, and the doubts that are going on inside. Right before getting to see his deceased wife, he is pulled out of the light by Atreus. Furious at the boy for stopping him from seeing his wife, Kratos snaps, not realizing what had been going on the outside world.
He doesn't talk to me. doesn't he?
Faye. Wait. Come back! No! No! What have you done? Why did you do that?
I saved you! You were trapped in there! I waited, but you wouldn't come out! So I pulled you out!
Boy, I was gone only... moments.
No! You've been gone a long time! I didn't know what to do! You left me here! Again! Why don't you care?
That's impossible.
Atreus, left alone, had to fend off a horde of dark elves by himself with dead bodies scattered everywhere. This is a moment you just knew was going to put a strain on this duo's relationship. 2. Arrow to the chest. At this point in the game, Atreus, now knowing he is a god, has changed his tune on humanity. He feels he can do anything he wants, as it is the right of the god. Kratos continues to try and bring his son back down to Earth, failing to do so at every turn. Then things boil over when Balmir arrives looking for a fight.
No! You broke the gate! That was our only way to Jotunheim!
Stupid son of a bitch!
Get out of here, boy.
Yes, by all means, Junior, run away. Let Daddy do all the heavy lifting for you.
Let go!
Calm down, boy. You are not ready for this.
I am ready! Numa!
This is a moment that left me wondering what the hell was next for these two. Ironically enough, it turns out it is a literal trip to hell. Atreus, through the game, had his ups and downs with his father, but to lose all control and shoot your father while he's trying to protect you is far more drastic than anything that I anticipated. Number 1. A mother's ashes. After everything the two had gone through, the growth, the maturity, Kratos finally decides that Atreus is ready to carry his mother's ashes. This has been an ongoing ask throughout the game, but each time Kratos would decline. Atreus and Kratos stand on the highest mountain and spread the ashes of FAYE, signifying a bond between the three of them, and bringing a close to the journey that they had been on.
Father.
No. We do it together. Son.
It really is leaving the best part for last, as the moment gives you, the player, a chance to think back on the adventure and everything that the two had been through together. God of War is one of the best stories I have seen in years. It is written phenomenally, the voice acting was perfect, and everything was paced out beautifully. This game is filled with hundreds of moments, but these are just my top 10 moments between Kratos and Atreus. If you disagree, that's cool too. If you have not checked out my blind playthrough of God of War, and if you are into some retro games, then every Friday I post an episode of Earthbound, one of my childhood favorites. As always, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what your favorite moments of Atreus and Kratos are in the comments below, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. The boy's name is Atreus, not Atreus, like I call him constantly. I apologize. That's all I got for you.